My name's Donna Clayton and I own the Academy Creator. So I want to tell you a little bit more about that as you've come to look at the page. So first of all, the Academy Creator was designed for those people that wanted to set up their own training academies and had no idea what to do next. I spend so much time kind of on forums, answering people's questions, taking it through into things like Messenger as well. And I really kind of want to start helping people on a more productive kind of level, really, and be able to help them very specifically with what their goals are as well. So I have to say, like, when I first started, there was nothing really for me. There's very little guidance out there. There's the accrediting companies, obviously, which they tell you what they want from in terms of accreditation, and that's kind of about it, really. There's not really a lot of our sort of information out there. So what's the Academy Creator program going to do for you? Well, this 12-week program, and it is 12 weeks of hard, intensive work. It will have 3 months afterwards of coaching support from me, so I will hold your hand afterwards as well and help you with any kind of questions and issues that you've had coming up in your business. But first of all, kind of what we're going to do within your coaching program itself, within the Academy Creator program, is work on things like your visions and goals. Most people don't actually have a lot of detail really drilled down to their vision and goals, and really bring that through into what their learners' goals are and their learners' outcomes are. So we need to really work quite hard on that. It's not just about making the money for us, it's a nice sideline. However, it's about our learners' goals and them achieving the goals. That's what gives us the traction and the momentum in our business, and most people gloss over this section as well. So this takes quite a bit of work to really nail down so that you can start putting that into your branding as well. It's about the branding of your business. We're also going to be really looking and working quite hard on your target market and your positioning as well. It's really important that you understand who your target market is, who you want to work with quite specifically, so that you know who to talk to, when to talk to them, and how to talk to them as well. You don't want to be in that position where you're putting a Facebook post out there and it's just tumbleweed and you're getting no momentum and no traction from that, and nobody's replying and things as well. So we need to work on that to make sure you understand who it is that you need to work with, and where your business is going to go. And obviously that's going to lead into your course offering. What are you going to actually offer? Are you going to go in at beginner level, advanced level, more postgraduate kind of work? Do you want to do more work with salons? Do you want to do more work with like colleges and enrichment programs? It's entirely up to you. There's such a big, vast area, really, in terms of training, in terms of beauty therapy, hairdressing, barbering, nails, lashes. There's so much to do and so much that you can offer as well. So you need to kind of nail down your choice, really, about what it is that you want to concentrate on, what are you most passionate about. We also need to look at your course design, how you're going to put the courses together themselves, how they actually going to appear and look. And again, we need to have a brief look at our competitors for that, just to see what they're offering, what they're not doing, so that we know how we can kind of offer something a little bit more different, and actually give more to our learners and fill in the missing gaps. And that also helps with our pricing as well. We're going to look at our pricing strategies. We're not going to start fighting with our competitors. Sally and Sam down the road can keep charging their cheap prices. So we're not going to fight with those anymore. We are going to pitch our own prices based on the value and the worth that we have, and what we're actually offering, and based on the outcome as well. It's about the goal that you're going to hit for your student is how you then need to start pricing. So we're going to start really looking at that, figuring out your price strategy as well. We also need to look at the location of where you're going to do your training, whether you're going to be doing that from your home salon, whether you're going to be doing that in another salon, whether you're going to be renting somewhere, or getting a purpose building. It's entirely up to you, but we need to look at that. There's a lot of legalities that we need to look in for that, but also in terms of just practicalities as well, and also just hitting that kind of professional bar, making sure that we go in, we aim nice and high as well. We need to look at your policies and procedures that you need to have in place. You have to have certain policies in place anyway, to hit for your insurance point of view, but also for your standard operating procedures. We need to make sure that we've got all of those in place, making sure that everything is seamless as well. Should you need to bring others on board, we need to make sure that you've got something to easily to map over. We want to get into the point where your business could technically be replicated again, or that you could hand something over to someone and they know exactly what it is that they've got to do for you as well. So that's the position that we need to get ourselves into, to make sure everything runs nice and smoothly, and it's easier for your students to kind of come on board and follow their journey through to the end of completion. as well. We need to spend quite a lot of time looking at accrediting bodies. There are loads of different accrediting bodies out there. They all offer very different things, different benefits, and we really need to find the one that's going to suit your business and your future aims as well, your 3, 5 and 10 year plans of what it is you want to do, so that you know which one to pick. And we also need to look at the small print as well, just to see exactly what they're offering you. Are they going to offer you other things in the future? Do you need certain things from them? Will they cover what you're going to do as well? That is the other issue. And we also need to look at the insurance that needs to go alongside. You need to have like things like your teacher's insurance as well, and we need to look at like building contents and model insurance, and if your students need insurance as well. So obviously we need to kind of hit the insurance side up. We need to look at your actual course planning, so we need to look at your schemes of work, putting a scheme of work together, so a plan of what you're going to do, like an action plan. And we also need to look at your lesson plans that detail off of each one of those. And again, you need to get into the position where you could hand that to someone else and they know exactly what it is that you wanted to do. We also need to look at your manual writing as well. We need to make sure that you are successful when you put your manuals in for accreditation approval, and that it meets all the requirements as well, including the National Occupational Standards, which does get missed quite often as well. So we'll be able to look at those and spend some quality time looking at each specific kind of area. We're also going to be creating a support system as well for your learners. We're going to be looking at how we create support systems, how we look at post kind of course treatment, so we can look at our students, see how their journey is going to follow through after having a treatment, after having a course with us for a set of treatments, and also how we can support them in the future should they have any problems, troubleshooting as well in the future. We're also going to look at your onboarding process, how you find those learners, and then of how they find you, and then how smoothly that process is of getting them to come in and onto a course with you as well, and having them on that day. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a tricky thing to get someone booked in. So we want to make sure that we have a nice smooth process, make it as seamless as possible for them, not making it difficult, but also making sure they've got the right requirements and that they're the right fit for you. We don't have to take every single Tom, Dick and Harry as well. It needs to make sure that we've got the right fit for us, the right fit for our business, and they're going to be the right kind of clients really as well. We also need to look at, whether you're going to do kit creation or not, whether you're going to allow learners to outsource, and the associated kind of problems that you have with creating kits at a kind of a reasonable cost price and a profit margin really for you, but also in terms of your learners being able to practice things, or in terms of just recommending as well, and where the best places are to recommend for your learners. So, and that's just skimming the surface really, but that's quite a lot to kind of put in 12 weeks, isn't it really, and to get up and running. Now you will have, by the end of those 12 weeks, depending on what your aims are, you'll have at least one course, if not several of your courses, up and running and ready to market by the end of that 12-week period. It is perfectly doable to get all of that in there as well. And whilst I appreciate, it is easy, you can go out there and you can get your accreditation set up quite quickly as well. And I completely appreciate that as well. But obviously it's the last few bits that you don't get in there. You don't get with your accreditation company, you don't get support with your visions and your goals and your targets. And some of that stuff just takes that a little bit longer just to communicate that in as well. So your turnaround time, once you've got your manuals in place, can be relatively quick once you kind of get those written in there, off and sent. But it's all the other stuff that needs to be done in the background, really, creating like your Facebook pages, tweaking your websites and things as well. Now, obviously, I appreciate this is going to take some time on your part. It's not going to be a quick thing either, is it? And it is quite a commitment. So I do appreciate that is a commitment for you. Having said that though, going it alone, having to Google all this stuff or finding out the hard way like I did, of what works, what doesn't work, trying to sort out all your target market stuff, sending out messages and not getting any traction, it wastes time, and your time is money as well. Plus the investment is taken for you to put things in as well. So like just paying out for your accreditation and then not running a course is actually quite costly as well. So whilst I do appreciate that you are going to have to obviously put down a little bit of time aside to do the tasks, in the online learning system, and to also do the weekly kind of training sessions as well, although they will be recorded, the weekly training sessions. So we'll have this online resource where you will be able to go into, you'll be able to download some lesson plans and download schemes of work samples and templates and things like that as well. You'll be able to download a load of templates for you to kind of tweak and get started with, same with the policies and procedures. So there'll be loads there that you can tweak and change around and make it fit for your business as well. So you'll have lifetime access to this online resource to help you through everything. And also, obviously, every time anything gets updated or something new comes along online, obviously you'll have access to that. So you won't have to kind of pay any additional for that, any extras, which is awesome. So you'll be able to do that. You'll also have your weekly training, and the weekly training will be live, but it will be recorded as well. And that will be recorded and uploaded into the online resource. And it will also be recorded and uploaded into the Facebook members group as well. So you will have a dedicated private members group where you will have everybody else who start at the same point as you, and you'll all be able to help each other, and I'll be able to help guide you as well. And I'll be doing lives and things like that in the group, and just generally helping you along, help answering your questions on your individual tasks, helping you to review your work, and making sure that we're going to get from A to B, really. And then obviously, you know, ultimately, you know, there is an expense, there is an investment, and I do completely appreciate that. Yes, it is expensive. It is an investment in your business and to start that. But I think the question I've got for you really is, you know, what is your plan B really? If you don't do this and you don't follow this program, what is your plan B? Whilst it might not maybe cost you as much, how long is it actually going to cost you in terms of not getting up and running, getting started, making the investment, and maybe never getting your course off the ground either? Maybe having your course manuals rejected, maybe having very little students turning up to your courses, completely missing and bypassing your target market completely. So I guess in terms of that, like, what is it going to be kind of worth to you for doing that? I have to say, I wish there was so much more information out there when I first started. It would have saved me a lot of blood, sweat and tears, and a lot of money as well. I spent a lot of money kind of setting things up and things not going right for me as well. So whilst I appreciate it is quite a big investment, it is an investment in yourself, it's an investment in your business, and it's an investment in getting things done right and getting things done properly so that your business is going to be here for the longevity, and not going to be one of these flash in the pan kind of businesses that's going to fight with everybody else and having to keep dropping your prices, and then start kind of fighting for every little scrap of people that comes in. And then when you start dropping your prices, you start dropping your time, and then also it becomes a bit of a quality issue and things as well. Like, you struggle then to get everything you want done, you feel like you're rushing as well. So, you know, you want to be able to kind of go in and charge kind of right, and you need to be able to do that kind of straight off the bat really, and get yourself sorted quite early on as well. So I do appreciate there is a lot in this. It's going to take a lot of time, it's going to take some money, but to set up a training school as well anyway, we knew this was going to take some form of investment as well, and I think you can obviously appreciate that I'm going to put a lot in here for you. There's going to be loads of stuff that you'll be able to use. It will save you some time as well, things that you can use that will be completely unlicensed as well, so you can use them and tweak them and change them as much as you want to. They're yours to keep. I'm an open book. I will give you what I can as well, so you can download, tweak, change, brand your own stuff. So which means if you should sell your business at some point in the future, it does mean that you own the intellectual property and it's not still something that I own as well. So you can have my standard operating procedures, and you can use those, you can use my policies, and I won't be tracking any of those. You can keep those for yourself as well. So there's lots of benefits really to joining the program, not only just having like-minded people as well, but also having that kind of support as well. And obviously I'm going to be there after that 12 weeks, after we've really knuckled down and worked really hard to get this done. I'm going to be there to help support you with any problems that you might have that crosses your path when you first get started as well. And also you'll be able to have access to that Facebook group and the lifetime access to the resources as well. So as new things kind of come online or tweaks and changes that might occur, you'll also have access to all of that stuff as well. And you'll also be, will be informed when that's, those changes actually occur as well. So if you do have any questions or you want to hop on a call, you're more than welcome to. My contact details are obviously on the page, and also I'm quite happy to give you a quick phone call as well if that's what you would like. That's not a problem at all. There's plenty of details as well on the application form. This is an application only program, so it's not just for anybody and everybody to kind of come on to. You need to be the right fit for me and the right fit for you. So we need to make sure that we can both get what we need from this, and that you're going to be able to achieve the goals and get from A to B as well. So you do need to complete the application form, and once you've completed that, I will give you a call and we can have a chat together and find out what your actual goals actually are, and whether we can get you from A to B in that 12-week kind of program as well. So have a fantastic day, and hit me up if you've got any other questions.